Then we have throw money down the drain, waste money. What is meant by waste money? You spend your money in something that is not useful. If you ask me, by giving your son all that money, you are really throwing money down the drain. Have a skeleton in the cupboard or in the closet. What is meant by this? Have unpleasant secret. You have something as a secret and it's not something good. There are a lot of skeletons in their cupboard. Home truth. What is meant by home truth? Uncomfortable fact. Um, something that is not comfortable as a fact. She's going to have to sit down and hear some home truth. Be home and dry, succeed at something, and not expect any further problems. I'm glad, I'm happy. We have got that new client. We are home and dry now. We succeeded, and we are not going to face any problem anymore. So now let's try to answer some questions related to the idiom. I told him he should stop and train for a sensible profession. So we are gonna choose save as houses, everything but the kitchen sink, build the castles in the air. Buying that old car is just throwing money down the drain. Give house room to have a roof over your head. Every night you should be grateful that you and food on the table. Okay? So I want you to try to choose the answer and try to make it for next time, inshallah. Unjumble the words. Of course, you know the game. All houses are unique. If even seem the look they from the outside. You are going to arrange the sentences as we used to do this a lot. Okay. Now let's try to listen. Try to listen for this and try to answer. You have two listeners. Okay. The first one that we are gonna listen to, apartment rental. It's between a man and a woman. Okay. So let's try to have a look at the question. The apartment comes with what utilities are included in the rent. You can lose your deposit if you. One good point about the apartment is that what kind of bed is a tenant allowed to keep in the apartment. So let's try to listen and try to answer these questions as usual, guys.
Hello? Hi. I'm calling about the ad for the apartment found in today's newspaper. I'm kind of desperate and I need something right away. Okay, what would you like to know? First of all, how big is it? It's a two-bedroom apartment with a living room, dining room, and kitchen, and one bathroom. There is also a place for a washer and dryer. Okay, and how old is the apartment complex? Well, let's just say it has a lot of history. To be honest, my great-grandfather built it during the 1920s, but it's a very sturdy and sound structure. Oh, and so is the apartment furnished at all? Oh, yeah. The apartment is partially furnished with a refrigerator, stove, and my grandmother's old dishwasher. Your grandmother's old dishwasher? Well, okay. What's the rent? It's $950 a month. Whoa, that is a little steep for me. But you could always split the cost with a roommate. Perhaps. Does that include utilities? Well, the rent includes gas and electricity, but not the phone bill. And the water pump is right out the back door. Water pump? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, can I rent month to month, or do I have to sign a lease for a longer period of time? We require a 6-month commitment for the apartment, and if you cancel the agreement anytime during that period, hey, you lose your deposit. Oh, and how much is the deposit? It's $400, and of course this money is used to repair damage or general wear and tear on our apartment, like the leaks in the old roof from last year's snowstorm. Man, that was ugly. Plaster falling down from the ceiling, and I didn't even know there was a rat's nest up there. But we got that taken care of. What? Oh. Do I get my deposit back after I move out? That's assuming I even move in. Generally speaking, we return the deposit minus a small fee for, cleaning the apartment for the next tenant. But if you trash the place, then don't expect to get anything back. Okay. Oh, how close is the apartment to the university campus? It's about 8 blocks from campus, but you can catch a number of buses right out in front. Oh, so then if there's a busy road out front, is it noisy? Well, there are always trade-offs. It's a little noisy with the road outside and the airport behind you, but the place is really convenient because there's a supermarket and shopping center right across the street. Just keep the windows closed and a pair of earplugs handy, and you'll be fine. Okay, and one last question. Are there parking spaces for tenants? Yeah, the apartment has 2 covered parking spaces, which are really convenient during certain times of the year. I don't know. Is it possible for me to drop by and visit the apartment tomorrow morning? Sure, but just remember we rent the apartment on a first-come, first-served basis, so there's no guarantee it'll still be available then. Okay, thanks. And where exactly is the apartment located? It's 1 block west of the wastewater treatment plant. Oh, are pets allowed? Well, you can keep small pets like a hamster in a small cage, but we don't allow larger animals like dogs, cats, or snakes, things like that. I have a rat. You don't have anything like that, do you? Well, I have a rat that I keep in a cage. Will that be okay? Well, as long as it doesn't escape, I guess that's okay. And what's your name? It's Norman. Norman Bates. All right, Mr. Bates. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.
Okay, the second one, the second listening. Renting apartments as well. What's the main topic of this conversation? Why doesn't Anne like her current apartment? How much money does Anne want to pay for rent? Anne wants to rent an apartment that to help Anne, where is going to. Okay, so let's try to listen and try to answer the question.
Hello? Hello, Roger. This is Anne. Oh, hi, Anne. How have you been? And how's your new apartment working out? Well, that's what I'm calling about. You see, I've decided to look for a new place. Oh, what's the problem with your place now? I thought you liked the apartment. Oh, I do, but it's a little far from campus, and the commute is just killing me. Do you think you could help? I thought you might know more about the housing situation to school. Okay, what's your budget like? I mean, how much do you want to spend on rent? Somewhere under $200 a month, including utilities if I could. Oh, and I prefer it to rent a furnished apartment. And anything else? Yeah, I need a parking space. Well, I know there's an apartment complex around the corner that seems to have a few vacancies. I'll drop by there on my way to class today. Hey, thanks a lot. No problem.
Okay, so try to listen to this. If you'd like to repeat it, just to do, and then try to answer the questions correctly. Okay, very good. Let's move on. Okay, we are gonna listen to capsule hotels as well. It's in the book, guys, page 18. So capsule hotel, did you hear before about capsule hotels, guys? Do you know what is meant by this? Who can just stay in these places? So let's have an idea. Listen to Brad describe a capsule hotel. Check the word that best to describe it. You are gonna choose the words that describe the capsule hotel, and at the same time, in addition to a bed, what else does the hotel provide? Write 4 things. So you are gonna choose from here the words that describe the hotel, and you are going to add more 4 words in addition to a bed that can be found in the hotel. Okay, so listen, please.
Page 18, Exercise 5, Listening, Capsule Hotels. Part A, listen to Brad describe a capsule hotel. Check the words that best describe it. Welcome to the program, Your Home is My Home. Our guest tonight is Brad Phillips from California. Brad, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Well, at the moment, I'm working as an English teacher in Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is an exciting city, but it's also very spread out. It can sometimes take hours to go from one part of the city to another. When I don't feel like going all the way home, I sometimes stay in a capsule hotel.
A capsule hotel? Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, it's a hotel with lots of small rooms. Actually, they're not really rooms. They're spaces that are 2 meters by 1 meter and only a meter high. In other words, they're very cramped. But the hotel is cheap and very convenient.
And what's inside each little room, or should I say each space?
Well, inside every capsule there's a bed, a TV, a reading light, a radio, and an alarm clock. The hotel also has lockers where you can keep your personal belongings.
That's great. And what kind of people stay in a capsule hotel?
Well, probably people like me. People who miss the last train home or don't want to go all the way home only to turn around and come back to work again. So it gets pretty busy, as you can imagine.
Finally, would you recommend a capsule hotel to other people?
Sure, the rooms are small, but you get used to sleeping in a small space. I just wouldn't recommend a capsule hotel to people who can't relax in small, cramped spaces.
Page 18. Exercise 5.
Okay, so try to get the answers from this recording, guys, from this audio. Yeah, okay, that's it for the book. Now let's move on to our presentation one more time. Adjective order. What is meant by adjective order, guys? To give you an idea what's an adjective order, I want you to have a look at these first. I carried a very round, small black suitcase. I carried a very small, round, black suitcase. Which one is correct? Or both of them are correct? Which of these is correct? Or both of them? What's the difference here? Very round, small, and here small, round. So is there any difference? Yes, in English there is. Can I use the first one? No. Can I use the second one? Yes. Why? Because we have a rule for adjective order. What is this rule for order of adjective in describing things in English? We start with the quantity or number. If we have a number, we start with that. So number 3, 4, 5, or quantity, just like the quantity of something. Number 2, we can use the opinion adjective. What does it mean by opinion adjectives? Adjective that is different from a person to another. For example, lovely, wonderful, nice, awful, delicious. For example, I ate some food and I found it delicious. But another person, when he ate it, found it horrible or found it yucky. So these are opinions. It's different. For example, I see this table and I found this table is nice or lovely or wonderful, but you find it like awful. So these are called adjective of opinion. Number 3, size. The size of what you are talking about. Small, big, little, tall, large, tiny. Tiny, which means very small. We said it before. Shape. Number 4, the shape. What is meant by the shape? For example, if I'm describing a chair or a table, this chair or this table is round, is oval, is curly, square, curved. Curved, it has bends, guys. منحنيات يعني أو منحنى. Curved. Age, and then the age. If this, for example, table or chair, new, old, okay? If it's someone, we can say young. We can say young as well. Color, black, white, or any color. Nationality or origin. Where is it from? It's from where? It's from China. So it's a Chinese, Japanese, Egyptian, Italian, Spanish. And then the material. What is meant by the material? It's made of wood, made of silk, made of plastic, made of wood, made of metal. So again, if you are gonna choose a sentence, or if you are gonna use adjectives in a sentence, this adjective that you are gonna use has a certain order. This adjective has a certain order. What is that? Number 1, the quantity or number, then the opinion, the size, the shape, the age, the color, the nationality, and then the material. Sorry. So they are 8. So let's go back to these sentences. A very round, small black suitcase. A very small, round black suitcase. Let's revise this together. You started with round. Round is what? Did you get it? Round is related to shape. Okay. And then we have what? Small. Small is related to what? Size. So can you put the size? Can you put the shape? Can you put number 4 before number 3? No, it's a mistake in English. So we have to start with the size, small first and then round. And then the color, black. So that's why number 2 is correct, but number 1 is not correct. She is wearing a red beautiful silk dress. And she is wearing a beautiful red silk dress. Is there a difference? Yes, sure there is a difference. Here, it's a mistake. Why? Because you started with the color. And the color is at the end, did you see? And then after the color, beautiful. Beautiful is what? Adjective of what? Opinion. So it's number 2. And then we have what? Silk. Silk, it's the material. It's made of what? So it's the last one. So what's the correct order? Opinion first, and then the color, and then the material. So number 2 is correct. A beautiful red silk dress. Okay, you got it now, guys? Very good. If you got it, that's great. Now for number 3, the new three black little Italian tables arrived yesterday, or the 3 little new black Italian tables arrived yesterday. Which one is correct? That's your homework. You are going to think about it, and you are gonna tell me for next time as a homework. One more, I want you to try to answer related to this. Let's try to answer these questions related to adjectives as well, or adjective order. It's from our website, EC, or English Centers. I want you to try to answer these questions. Choose the correct answer or the correct sentence. A green ugly tie or an ugly green tie. A green tie, ugly. A book interesting old, an old interesting book, an interesting old book. A wood big white table, a white big wooden table, a big white wooden table. A pen tiny old blue Suez pen, an old blue tiny pen Suez pen. A tiny pen old blue Suez pen. Which one is correct? And the last one, my funny tall middle-aged Italian husband, or my tall funny middle-aged Italian husband, or my middle-aged tall Italian funny husband. Which of these is correct? That's your homework related to the adjective part. One more note I'd like to mention, I didn't say it while speaking, guys. I didn't write it, sorry. For example, if you said, let's say if I say, can I say, for example, it's what can I say in English? Black and white. For example, just let's say for white and black dress. Which one of them is correct? Is there a difference? A little difference. There is a small difference between these. Where is this difference, guys? So I want you to have a look at these sentences and try to guess what's the difference between them. You are gonna tell me black and white. What's black and white? Let's go back. Black and white is considered as what? Color. But both of them is color. Black is a color and white is a color. So what's the difference? Well, in English, guys, if you have two adjectives from the same type or from the same category, from the same type, it means both of them are colors, both of them are materials, both of them are shape, both of them are size or opinion. In English, we order it alphabetically. What does mean alphabetically? For example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. So the B is before the W, or the W before the B? No, the B before the W. So it's a black and white dress. That's the correct one, not white and black, because here the W is just after the B. So we order them alphabetically if they are from the same time. Did you get it? It's just a small note, but I want you to get it as well. As homework, you're gonna try to answer for the worksheet too, from page 13 to page 15, guys, just to try to answer them. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Hopefully you understood this session and you enjoyed it as well, because it's one of the main topics that when you speak with a person you start talking about houses and apartments and things related to this. Okay, thank you for today and have a nice day all of you. Thank you.